Hello, cherished viewers. You are once again welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today too we are here to continue with our daily updates on JODHA AKBAR. But sorry to say that our updates are a bit behind, so we have corrected them in this very post. So this post has to do with the combination of Fridays and then Saturdays episode. So we'll just summarize Friday's one and then we continue with our Saturday's episode, which means that the episode we uploaded earlier concerning or which talks about Friday's episode is rather going to be shown on Thursday. Okay, so today we are coming to, or we bring to you, Fridays and then Saturday's episode on one video. So let's look at what is going to happen coming Friday. So coming Friday, we are going to see Jala and then JODHA moving away from Maga to go and have fun. And then we also saw how they dress just like ordinary people in order for people not to recognize them, because Jala wants to see what is going on the ground, how the ordinary people are feeling, and a whole lot. And then we are also going to see AK visiting Sharif in prison, and then they begin to taunt each other. They begin to have an argument, and then Sharif promised AK that very soon he will come out from jail. He was a bit upset because he felt sad that after helping JODHA, by now he should be out of jail, because it was through his effort JODHA was able to stop Benzel from killing Jala. Yes, still he's in prison, so he was a bit upset about that. And then we're also going to see Jala and JODHA moving away from one village to another, checking what is going on, how the ordinary people are feeling over there, and how best he can help them. And then we also saw how the two of them got arrested by the rules Jala himself has given out, and then they used those same rules to arrest them. And then we saw how Jala was beaten by the soldiers, and then JODHA has to intervene to be able to save Jala. And then at the palace too, we saw how Rooks was furious because he felt that JODHA was taking her position, so therefore she has to go in search of Jala and JODHA so that she can be with her husband. Okay, so that's what is going to happen coming Friday. So like I said, the episode we uploaded earlier about Friday is what is going to shown on Thursday. So this is what is going to happen coming Friday. So let's continue with Saturday's episode. What is going to happen coming Saturday on JODHA AKBAR. So the episode starts in the night. Jala and JODHA are sitting in jungle. Jala goes and tries to light more fire. JODHA says, leave it. Jala says, you will get cold. JODHA says, leave it. She takes wood from his hand and throws it. Jala says, what are you doing? JODHA laughs that first time seeing King doing these things, and you became angry for small wood pieces. This doesn't suit you. Jala says, I was doing this for you. I don't want you to get cold. She holds Jala's hand and makes him sit. She says, if I am alive by drinking poison, then this cold will not do anything. Jala sees she is holding his hand. JODHA gets aware of it. He slightly kisses her hand. JODHA, being shy, takes her hand away. Jala says, you were not worried that I am doing work. You stopped me because you wanted me to come close to you. That you can hold my hand. Come closer to me. JODHA says, it's nothing like that. They hear sound of someone. Some man comes there and asks, who are you? Jala says, we are common people going for Terat. He asks them to come with him to his place, as his place is not safe. JODHA says, he seems good man. They agrees to go with him. Jala and JODHA comes to the house of the man. His wife says, you seem to be newly married couple. Jala says, no, it's quite some time. Wife asks JODHA's name. She says, Kajri. Jala says, mine is Bada. Man says, my name is Todama. Todama asks his wife, did you divide money? She nods. He says, I divide my money in three. One part goes into taxes, second to my people, and third to Manda and all. Jala asks reason for this. He says, I can manage my food, but many can't try, so I try to help them. Jala gets out from there and sees one painting. He asks Toda, whose painting is this? Toda says it's of Shesha Suri. He made Humayun, father of Jala, to lose. Jala gets angry. Toda says, I used to work for Suri. Jala remembered how Bairam Khan had told him that it is all because of Suri that you are separated with your parents. He had made rich men with him, and the most important was Toda Ma. The child he saw around. Thieves had attacked the village and burnt the whole place. They are fighting with villagers. Inside, Toda asked Jala not to come outside. You are guests. Jala and Jodha goes from there to other room. Outside, villagers are trying their best to fight with thieves. Thieves get control over the village, but Jala comes and says the war is still on. He jumps in the field with sword. He starts fighting with all and soon kills them. Toda thinks he doesn't seem to be a common man whose name is Bada. After war, Toda says to his wife that he is not a common man. He is a warrior. He fought with all at once. He is a Maga who is a warrior. Jala is shirtless. Jodha applies remedy on wounds on his back and feels his pain. Jala says, I am injured and you are feeling pain. Jodha says, I know these wounds are hurting you, but tell me why your mood is off and why you are angry from time you haven't listened to the name of Shishemza Suri. What are you hiding from me? Jala says his name is Todaman, who was with Shahemza Suri. Because of Suri, my father had to leave India. The pain is inside me, as I have to spend 90 years at place of his man. Hamida is writing biography and says Suri made things difficult for Humayun, and any of his wife was in his custody. But one of his wife was very good and took responsibility of them all. His name was Todama. Here Jala says to Jodha that I saved him today because I am staying here and I had to fight. He is my enemy and soon I'll return as Jala. In morning, Jala and Jodha is about to go, but Todama offers them palanquin for Jodha, but Jala doesn't take it. Todama says, I have one thing for you. He gives Jala a stamp. Jala says, it's a Maga stamp. Todama says, Humayun gave it to me as I took responsibility of wives. Jala says, he was your enemy then. Why you did that? Todama says, though I was with Suri, but Maga were not my enemy. I only fulfilled my duty as a man of Suri and didn't do anything wrong with wife was Humayun. Jala says, I got to learn a new lesson from you. Thanks. They leave. Todama's wife says this stamp was given by Humayun and you give it out to some common man. He says he has given it to the son of Humayun, Jala. She says what? He says yesterday night I was passing from their room and listening to their conversation, so I got to know he's Jala. He says if he's in disguise then he must have some reason, so I didn't ask him. Jala and Jodha meet priest Chisti. He recognized them and says anybody can become king, but here is the great king Jala who will change the future. He says to Jala that I know things were very difficult for you in recent times, and Jodha, you have to fight a lot to make things right. Jodha is surprised. He says, but when you have someone by your side, then nothing becomes easy. When you have someone by your side, then things become easy. Jala looks at Jodha. He says, this is the start of a new journey. You both have to go through a long way, but together you will write history. Jodha will write her name in Maga's history by becoming Mariam as Zamani. Jala is dumbstruck. Chastity says, I can sense change in air, weather and date. I can see God's blessing on your face. Jodha is shine. Jala smiles. They take Chastity's blessing. Jala and Jodha tie thread around tree. Jala says, I pray with heart here, then it got fulfilled. He remembered how they had tied it before. Jala prays that this journey with Jodha should never end, and I got Jala's hand in every walk of life. Jodha prays that every wish of Jala should get fulfilled. Jala asks Jodha what she asked from God. Jodha says it can't be told. Jala says, if I tell you then. Jodha says no need because I know what you prayed for, because you prayed in heart too loudly. Jala says lie. He asks her to tell. Jodha says, how can I tell you about your heart talk? Jala says, do you really know about what's inside my heart? JODHA smiles and feels shine. She leaves from there. Jala says, if you know what's inside my heart, then you should have said what's inside your heart. JODHA and Jala are walking. JODHA thanks him for bringing her here. Jala says, I thought you would not like simplicity of this place. JODHA says, don't say like this. If one gets peace with jewelry, good, then why they come here? She says, chastity has direct connection with God. Jala says, true. That's why my prayer was done here reaches God. Jala says, I hope my wish gets fulfilled. They see Rook standing in front of them. Jala says, I am stunned to see you here. Rook says, I got to know that Halima didn't come with you, so I came as you are alone here. Jala says, JODHA is with me. Rook says, that's why I'm here. Jala asks what she meant. Rook says, we all know how much you both fight, and earlier when you went with JODHA, Tiger attacked you. Jala sees JODHA from far from where they were standing and keep looking at her. Rook says, are you listening to me? Jala nods and says, it's good you came. Rook says, you are roaming here without any soldier and all. Jala says, I got to know many things by becoming common man, but you came here with all Shahid things and you finished all. Rook says, what? Jala says, I wanted to finish this journey as a common man, but you finished everything. Rooks meets Chastity and presents him with some good coins. Chastity says, God gives everything. He blesses her. In ninth, Rooks make tent for Jala. Jala says, I want to live like common man. Rook says, but you are not common. You are a king and you have to keep up that. Think what respect people remain of your begums when someone recognizes us like this. Jala asks, do you want to come with us? She notes. Jala says to Rooks that if you want to come with us in this journey, then you have to disguise yourself as a common woman. Look how much happy JODHA is. Rook says, but I am not JODHA. JODHA says, I got peace in this journey. Rook says, but I can't stay like this. I care about my position. Jala says, but it's about me. JODHA leaves from there. Jala says, if you want to come with me, then you have to leave this Shahid dress, and I would like it if you come because you are my best friend. Now it's your decision. He leaves. Rook thinks that I can't leave you alone with JODHA, even if I have to do anything. In ninth, Rooks, Rukaiya, JODHA, Jala are walking in jungle. Rukaiya cries about feet being paining. They see a small hut. Jala says, we can spend night here. He leaves to see it. JODHA says, it's the same hut. Rook says, we will not stay here. Rukaiya says, Begums, we don't have other option. He then says sorry for calling Begum. Rook says to call her Begum because she's not interested in living a simple life. They come in hut. Jala is lying on the ground. JODHA says, I will place some shit on floor for you. The villagers came and gave him shit. JODHA asks, should I make something for you to eat? Jala says, I have eaten a while before. JODHA says, I know you have a habit of eating after short time interval. She goes to the woman and gives her good earring and says, please provide stove and food to her for tonight. Jala sees it and Sumaruk comes and cries about the place being messy. She says to Jala to provide place to her on sheet. She says to Jala to provide his place to her on sheet. She says we should have brought some clothes. Jala says we have to live like this only. Look at JODHA. She is making food for me. Rook calls Rukaiya and says to help JODHA. Jala says no need. She had made some earlier and she makes it very good. Rook says I will make food for you now. Rook comes and says to JODHA, how did you get things to make food? JODHA says I bought it by giving out my earrings. Rook says I will make food for Jala. JODHA says most welcome. She starts making roti but finds it difficult to make. She burns the roti and says I can't give this to Jala. JODHA says no, you should give this roti to him. JODHA says it's not about taste of food but it's about the love with which it's being made. Just give this roti to him and then see. They all sit to eat. Jala sees the burnt roti. Rook says, don't eat it. Jala says, I will. She asks why. Jala says, because I can see love behind making this roti. I can see hard work, passion to make this burnt roti, so I will eat it anyway. JODHA smiles. In ninth, a tent is being set up. JODHA says to Rook that I will set bed for Jala. Rook says, no need. I can do that, and thanks to you that I brought some soldiers with me. who can set up this tent for Jala. You really like open air and sky, so I have made your bed outside the tent. Jala comes and asks about where he will sleep. Rook says, you will sleep in the tent with me. He looks at Jodha and asks about her. She says, I like open air, so I will sleep outside. She leaves while Jodha looks on. So this is where we are ending Saturday's episode. So like I said, if today is the first time you are visiting us, make sure you click on the subscription button so that our subsequent episode which we are going to upload on this same channel, you will be the first person to watch them. So like I said, after watching, don't just go away. Leave your comments which will help us in our next video. See you next time. Bye bye.